The primary purpose of the CAF podcast is to express platform for creatives to express their personal views or opinions without restriction or censorship. All views or opinions expressed during the CAF podcast are solely those of individuals expressing such views or opinions and does not reflect the views of the CAF podcast.
All right, here we go. Season 6 Cal Podcast. Episode, I don't even know what episode we're. I think we're on episode 16, but this one gonna be a little bit different because we got looking at this man credentials. I think we got like a multi-platinum drummer with us. Let me just go do what I got. So Frank Mocha, excuse me, a native of Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
Correct.
Nigerian roots.
Correct.
Moved to Dallas. And was Erykah Badu drummer?
I'm currently Erykah Badu's drummer.
Erykah Badu, we got we got somebody close to Miss Mother Nature herself. And then on top of that, this man has Nigerian roots, played with a host of other recorded artists such as Kirk Franklin, Common, Mos Def, Marvin Sapp, Leah Hathaway, Tamala Mann, Moo Moo Fresh, The Funky Knuckles, and many more artists. Brother, welcome to the Cal Podcast, the one and only Frank Mocha, my dude.
Thank you, brother.
My dude, tell these people who you is.
I think you just nailed it, man. I'm Frank Mocha. I'm from Pine Bluff, Arkansas, a native of Pine Bluff. Good friends with a lot of people down there. I moved from Pine Bluff in 2005, if I'm not mistaken. I came to Texas and, started making my way as a jazz musician. And that's what I'm currently doing now.
Man, stop being humble with us. Let me go through this list again. Kirk Franklin. Common. Mos Def.
Mm-hmm.
Marvin Sapp. Layla Hathaway. Tamala Mann. I don't know who Moo Moo Fresh is. I don't know who the Funky Knuckles are, but they got to be somebody.
Yeah, you should definitely know those people. Moo Moo Fresh, you should definitely know her. You should definitely know the Funky Knuckles.
But, let me go back to the beginning. Let me do it like this. My man, welcome to the Cal. The first question that we always ask in the Cal, man, we stole this from the Breakfast Club. How is your mental health?
Shit. That's a loaded question, brother. We're lifing. Life is life, and we're lifing with it. I don't think anybody's mental health is perfect. We live in America.
Come on,
but we're making it.
Man, we sure is, because I'm gonna keep saying this list. Kirk Franklin, Common, Mos Def, Marvin. These are all people that you work with, and you're currently working with Erykah Badu. Where did let's start from the beginning. Where did your musical journey begin for you?
In Arkansas, in Pine Bluff, as a little boy, playing in church. My mother's a musician. My grandmother's a musician. I was in a pretty extensive music program at Pine Bluff School District. Shout out to Pine Bluff School District. They have a serious, at least when I was going, it was a pretty serious music program.
Mm-hmm.
That started for me at Southeast Junior High in the 7th grade.
Okay.
And then I took it all the way to Pine Bluff High, finished out over there, and started my journey. So I guess I just been doing it, since I was a little boy, man.
And then and I'm reading it say it led you to Dallas, Texas. So what got into you say, you know what? Let me get to Dallas.
I'm fresh out of high school at that point, and maybe a year and a half out of high school, and I just felt like I needed a change, bro. I had no idea I was gonna come here and make music. I had no idea I was gonna be a professional musician or a traveling musician. I've always loved music. I've always been a songwriter. Always been a producer, but it took a while to get into actual instrumental music where I'm playing, rhythm section instruments. And I started that journey when I got here. But like I say, I had no idea I was going to be doing any of this stuff, man. I just wanted a different scene. And to me, Pine Bluff was just a little bit small for me at the time.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now, I'm a like the other guy and me. We're graduates of Grambling State, so
Nice.
I've been to Pine Bluff with the basketball team, and Pine Bluff is Pine Bluff.
Mm-hmm.
So, just to know that there's somebody got up. I ain't gonna say got up out there, but left and doing big things. Like I think it's plenty of people. Well, let me take that back. I don't know if that was born in Pine Bluff, but I know people who graduated from the school. But to actually see somebody leave the city and do what they do, and looking at your resume, like, man, take a bow.
Thank you, brother. There are a lot of very talented people coming out of Pine Bluff, man. Yeah, a lot of very, very talented people who have reached a a much more high level of success than I have. You know, you got people like Torrey Hunter, you got Clark Terry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's some pretty badasses, man, that come out of Pine Bluff. And I'm proud of my city, man. I'm proud to be from Pine Bluff. I'm proud to be a product of the city. Pine Bluff makes some very ambitious people, and I'm proud to be one of those people that Pine Bluff produced.
Okay. Well, this season, excuse me, Frank. I gotta ask because I got like, do you want to go by Frank or Mocha or just Frank? Or you gotta give me a clear path where I'm going with Frank.
Frank is fine.
Okay, Frank. This season we talking about assignment and attachment in the calf, and I just gotta ask you, what does that mean to you? Assignment and attachment. Before I give you the details of what it means to us.
Shit, you know, that's difficult, bro. That could mean so many different things. I'd have to get some kind of context of what you mean when you say assignment and attachment.
I'm gonna give it to you after you give me something. You go whatever way you go. It's okay. It's not a right or wrong answer, but I'm gonna give you what we got.
When you and we're talking about from a human experience, is a human attached or assigned to something, correct?
Either way. If you want to go relationships, if you want to go like even dealing with businesses, however you want to go.
And are we saying assigned versus attachment, or just the difference in the two?
Let's go with the difference in the two.
Okay. If you're assigned to something, it's your duty.
Okay.
You have a duty to do something. You have a job to fill, and you have to uphold it, and you have to do it, and you're held accountable for it. Anything that could go wrong, and you're rewarded for the things that go right, because you're assigned to it. Somebody assigned you to it. That means somebody else saw. Somebody else had another level of confidence in you also, and saw the ability in you to actually fulfill the task that you've been assigned to do. And that makes it your duty, your job. When you are attached to something, I don't think you have much of a choice in the matter, whether it's your duty or not. I don't think you have much of a choice. I think it's just something that you have to do. For example, I used to work in the restaurant industry. I was a server. And, you know, that was my job. I was assigned to be a server, right? And I had a job to do. My job was to serve guests and make sure they had the things they ordered on time, and make sure it got out in an efficient manner. And that's my duty. And I was rewarded for doing it the right way. And I was reprimanded for doing it the wrong way. But today I'm a musician. This is what I do for a living. At the same time, I feel like this is my calling. This is something I'm attached to. I don't really have a choice in the matter. I was going to play music regardless. I'm not rewarded when I do it right. I'm not reprimanded much if I do it wrong. It's just something I have to do because I'm attached to it. If I don't do it, I'm going to die.
Wow.
So that's, to me, attachment versus assignment. Assignment you can even abort an assignment. You could quit an assignment. You may be judged for it, but you can quit an assignment and say, hey, I no longer feel like I'm capable of doing this, and I'm out. But with something that you are attached to, you don't really have a choice. You can't quit. You can't get out of it because it's attached to you. You can't get out of your arm. Your arm is attached to you. There's nothing you can do to go without it. It's there. Your love for your children or your parents, it's an attachment. It's not a lot that can be done to break that bond. Mm-hmm. And like I say, you're not always rewarded for showing that love or showing that commitment to a specific thing, and you're not always reprimanded for not doing it the right way. It's just a part of you that has a undeniable love for the thing and attachment. So yeah, that's the difference for me.
Okay. Like this, what we've been getting. Well, let me start say we. Let me say me. To me, with assignment and attachment, it's just like honestly, it's basically a little bit what you said. What I've been saying is that the assignment is something like Quita. Like, I'm assigned to Quita life. I didn't know it at the time, but when we started this podcast, adding her, like it's been like a big blessing because her knowledge and her way she think, and then on top of that, with the people she know, like who knew I was going to get somebody like you on the podcast? It all came all because of Quita. Also, you got Perk on here as well. He's right there. He's driving. I don't like that part, but attachment to me is somebody who's at the time a part of it. And at any point of time, they can be unattached from it. So that's what I've been this season, the assignment and attachment going on, because this season has really been opening my eyes a lot of stuff been going on. Excuse me. That's it. So that's what assignment and attachment been to. This is what I've been getting from it this season.
Nice. Yeah.
So, like, but going to dealing with you, do you feel like this? Do you feel like you're on, from your word, attached? Are you on your attachment right now?
Am I on my attachment
right now, dealing with the music, or is that an assignment to you?
I don't think music was my assignment. I was assigned to do something by God, of course, and my assignment was to relay a message from God to the people. That was my assignment. And if I don't do it right, I'm going to be reprimanded for it. In any moment, I could say I don't want to give that message to the people, but I'm still going to play music, which is my attachment. I'm attached to that. I could choose to play music that goes against what God wants. I could choose to play music that is non-conducive to the growth of our community. I could choose to do that, because I was just assigned to do this message, right? But I'm not attached to that message. I'm attached to actually playing music. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Everybody this season, everybody definition of assignment and attachment, it's been some people, I want to say, out of, I think in 15 episodes, maybe 13 people's assignment attachment has been different from ours. It's only probably been like 4 has been the same. So including you'll be 14. It's different for what ours is. But we ain't finna, if that's what you feel, we rocking with it because everybody's journey is different.
Of course.
And like even with yours dealing with, like, I'm just going to let me start here. Like, did you even see that this path that you're on, that you work with some, you didn't work with just anybody. You was working with some heavy hitting people who are big influence in music, not just rap, not just R&B, gospel, but music in general.
I mean, I'm a musician, you know what I mean? And I think that anything you take serious, all the other people in that field that also take it serious, you guys are going to cross paths. You're going to meet, you're going to, work together. And that's just have the cookie crumble for me. I just happen to be pretty serious about my craft. I'm a musician and I'm serious about it. I don't take my gift for granted. And by the grace of God and just the map out of the universe, I ended up, you know, being in the same room as these people that you're referring to.
Mm-hmm.
And we work together, you know, as equals, to be, you know, to become one living, breathing organism and create a good project, create a good product that resonates to the people, and you know, bring some good influence. Um, yeah, that's just the way it goes. It's not that I was looking for these people. I didn't come to Dallas and be like, oh, you know, I want to work with Erykah Badu. I want to work with Kirk Franklin. I want to work. I just came here because I want, you know, I started working on me. I want to work with Frank. I want to get Frank tight. You know, I want to be the best Frank I can be. And just like every other profession, you know, jobs come open, and you know, the person with the best resume or the best experience gets the job. And for these particular jobs, I was just the person with the best resume and the most experience.
How was it working with Common?
Common?
Yeah, because it's fun to talk about Kirk Franklin, Common, Mos Def, and then Queen Mother Erykah Badu. I'm gonna start with Common first.
I think he's very talented. He's a very, very talented MC, very talented artist, very, very good at art. And that's pretty much all I know about him.
Mos Def.
Same. Very, very, very a Renaissance man. Mos Def is a loving, kind, beautiful spirit. Renaissance man. There's no other. Just a tight dude. He got his shit together, and he's leading by example.
Kirk Franklin.
Same. Kirk literally created the highest grossing gospel album of all time back in 2000. And he's still at the top of the food chain when it comes to the gospel artists around the world. He's still the blueprint of this thing. Each time I've worked with him, I've seen him grow. Every time I work with him, he grows into something even better than the last time I worked with him. He's still learning. He's still figuring out stuff. He's still letting God use him in the best way. And I appreciate him and I love him. He's a dope musician. He's a badass.
So what was that first experience when you worked with him? Like, how was that? Like that first time you met him, shook his hand, and then y'all just got to it. How was that first time? Because that's what I'm really trying to get to. Like the first meeting, because if you work with him, I know he brought you back.
The first time I met Kirk, it wasn't working. I was working somewhere, and he just happened to be at the show.
Okay.
Because I'm really good friends with his music director, Sean Martin. And you know, he came to one of the shows that Sean was doing, and I was playing drums with Sean. And he was there, and he liked what I was doing. And Sean introduced me to him. He's like, "Hey, this is my percussionist. This is Frank Kirk." And you know, we dapped up and got acquainted that way. And from that night, I guess Kirk kind of remembered, you know, what he heard. And when it was time, I think it was 2012 or something like that. And Kirk was doing a tour, the Kingsmen tour.
Mm-hmm.
Him and it was Israel Houghton, Donnie McClurkin, you know, Marvin Sapp, just a bunch of heavy hitters in the gospel world. And I remember getting a call from Sean Martin one day, like, "Yo, what you doing?" And I'm like, "Nothing." And he's like, "You know, can you fly to Atlanta right now?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he's like, "You know, Kirk wants you to do this tour."
Come on now.
And I was out, and that's kind of how life started.
Now we got to talk about the queen, Erykah Badu. Like, how did you even get in the room with Erykah Badu?
Shit. Wait a minute. What are we talking about? Are we talking about attachment and assignment, or are we talking about Erykah and Kirk Franklin?
No, this is attachment and assignment, because somehow, some way, you made your way but it all started from you leaving Pine Bluff to Dallas. Like these people was assigned to your life, whether you knew it or not. It just that, like, how did we get there?
Well, what we have to keep in mind too, bro, is that, you know, I'm a musician regardless. I was going to play with very talented people regardless of how famous they are or whatever. I'm going to play with some talented people because, you know, I'm talented and I'm a hard worker and I like what I'm doing. And I put in a lot of diligent work with my craft. So I was going to do that regardless. I think we just have to be careful to remember that we're all vessels. Erykah Badu is a phenomenal talent. Kirk Franklin is a phenomenal talent, but in my mind, they're no more talented and phenomenal than you are. And I think that's the part that we have to remember. So if it were up to me, this interview would be more about, you know, my personal experience with music rather than how these people could boost my accolades. You know, I would rather have done the interview without you even seeing my bio.
I mean, it's let me say it like this. The bio impressive. Like because when Quita set it up, she sent me the information literally like an hour ago. And I'm just getting to the house. So I'm like, okay, let me look at it. Now, I literally looked at it maybe like 15, 20 minutes before you got on. And when I read it, I'm like, okay, from Pine Bluff, Dallas. And I got down to, I'm like, wait a minute, who do we got on? But listening to you, it seemed like those things doesn't really matter much to you.
No, those names mean something to me because these are people I love and care about. The same as Quita, the same as you. But I don't think these names deserve an entire interview.
Oh no. We got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. I'm just getting this out the way. Because I think let me not say think. Me personally, I think people want to know, how did this person make his way? But once again, you said you're a musician. It was going to happen anyway because of your hard work. Because you said that literally 3 times. Like, even when I was saying it, you was like, bro, my work was going to get me in the room.
And yeah, and at the same time, that room is not Kirk Franklin's room. That room is not Erykah Badu's room. That's not Common's room or Mos Def's room. That room is the talented hard workers room, right? And I just so happen to be in that number of talented, hardworking people. I expect to see you in that room also, because this is just a talented, hardworking room. Who knows? There will be a name in that room that you'll call off that none of us know today, but we'll know that name in a month. You know what I'm saying? So with that, you know, I don't think it matters much. I think the real flex is the fact that we're working towards something that we love with all our heart. You know, I love something with all my heart. You love something with all your heart. And you're using that to build a platform to make a living for yourself and provide for the people you love. I think that's the real flex, rather than how many people or what kind of people have been on your show. You know what I mean? Like, how much money the last person on your show had or how many Grammys that person won. I think the thing is the fact that you're actually doing a show and it's sustaining itself and you're happy and you're getting good content and you got loving people around you. I think that's the real flex. Not so much that you had a person that plays with Erykah Badu. I think the real flex is there's also a person from Pine Bluff that's also from Arkansas that you have a connection with. And, you know, what this city has done for me and what the city has done for you and people like us, to produce conducive people to the art world. I believe I'm a conducive person to the art world, and I owe much of it to Pine Bluff, Arkansas. And I think that's the more inspirational part. That's the part that we have to really bring light to, because we don't want people to see Arkansas as a place that you just have to leave. We don't want to want people to see Arkansas or Pine Bluff as a place that you just have to get out of. Like, it can actually be better if we change the mindset of the place, rather than putting value on the accolades and the Grammys that these people have won. Let's talk about the stuff that we actually have there. You know, Pine Bluff made me. To be honest, we're talking about Erykah Badu. Hell, Erykah Badu went to UAPB for a minute. You know, Pine Bluff helped to make her also. Big Tuck from Dallas, Texas, my homeboy, Oak Cliff, South Dallas. UAPB, Marcy in the drumline. You know, that's the thing that we should be really highlighting and putting focus on. You know, Pine Bluff is a hell of a place. Eldridge Cleveland is from Jefferson County, one of the founding members of the Black Panther Party. You know, these are the things that we should highlight. You know, tomorrow you could be Common. Your name could be just as big as that tomorrow. You know, but I think that the big flex is how you got to be that way, rather than, you know, how you got in the room with Common. You know.
So, as a musician, if somebody was looking at it and saying, "I want to be that musician that can get to that level," what would be some advice would you give to them?
Work hard every single day, every single minute, every single hour, every time you get a chance. Like, just practice, work your ass off, do what you say you're gonna do it on time, be on time. Study. Listen to a lot of music. Listen to all kinds of music. If you're from the South, and you're over 21 years old, I advise you to stop listening to gospel music and learn some other music, because it's in your bloodline. You know it. You know gospel music. Your heart beats that way, and that's your ticket around the world. Now it's time to learn some other shit. That's my advice.
Man, we got Frank Monkey, man, with us in the CAF season 6. Done broke me down. We finna get off that type of stuff. We finna get to some real shit now, cause I'm getting the vibe now, cause I'm that right there. I can see just paperwork. I'm getting the vibe now from Frank. You're more into development and making stuff better, if I'm getting this correct.
Of course. I hope everybody is.
Most people, Frank, we've been doing this podcast now going on 3 years, and you could catch the vibe of some people, and it's about making sure they get theirs. Like, we don't have people come on the show, and we tell them, like, I'll tell you, hey, look, we're gonna have a part of the show you can promote, talk about your business. Whole time they just promote. You're like, hey, listen, we're gonna let you do that, but we just want to get to a conversation where we can get some understanding, because at the end of the day, I think what's wrong with a lot of, this is me talking, when it comes to Black people, we don't have an understanding. Everybody want to talk over each other, but nobody's listening and literally paying attention to what this person is saying to get to understand, like, okay, let me stop talking and let me start showing this person, because this person is screaming for love, this person is screaming for help, and this person just screaming for somebody just to listen. So when I say that, you can tell the people who looking to help people, and you one of them. So what going back to it, where do we need to start teaching the kids at an age too? Hey, listen, don't worry about this. Worry about getting yourself straight so you can be a better person. Like, because I think that's where it's going to start at.
Hell yeah, it starts with the kids, but even before that, it starts with the parenting. If your mom and dad ain't shit, you know, it's going to be difficult in a place like America, because now the TV and society and politics are what's raising you, and you become a liberal extremist, and you start falling into the trap of all this fair seeming shit that's actually not fair at all. And you start making that shit make sense in your mind. And it's not. We need to, you know, we as adults, we have to develop a sense of confidence first. And then we teach our babies this confidence. You know, we have to shake the whole notion that our children have to work harder than the white children. We got to shake that shit. Because you're putting a chip on your kid before they can even get started. You know, he's 7 years old and you already talking about you're going to buy mama a house. You know, that's a hell of a responsibility at 7 years old. You know what I mean? You're going to go to the NFL, you know, at 7, you're telling this dude that. So I think that confidence is what we first need to build in ourselves and then instill that confidence in our children. Instill the confidence in our children that in the grand scheme of things, nobody is a millionaire. We always raise our children to think, to have that on their mind. You're going to be rich. You're going to be a millionaire when you get grown. I don't know anybody who raised a millionaire. I still don't know one. I don't know one person who raised a child who grew up to be a millionaire. Because in the grand scheme of things, no one has that kind of money. That's literally the 1% of the world's population. And it's 9 billion people here, right? Mm-hmm. That means not even 1 billion people have that kind of money. Not even, you know what I mean? We're talking low millions have that kind of money. So we have to teach our children to, in my opinion, look for things other than monetary value, other than societal standards. We need to teach our children how to love themselves, how to be happy, how to enjoy the planet. You know, it's a beautiful planet we live on, and there's so much beauty in it, you know, and so much shit we're missing out on with this planet because we get taught to worry about the wrong shit. What kind of shoes you're wearing? Are those real Jordans? How many waves you got? How long are your locks? Is that weave or is it not? Is you bald headed? Is you not? How much money your daddy make? Is LeBron James better than Michael Jordan? The black woman and the black man. These are the only conversations we seem to have.
Yes. Oh my God.
We only talk about relationships, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Beyonce. That's the only thing we have to talk about. And it's like the only notable people we bring up are celebrities and athletes. We start talking about Dave Chappelle and fucking Michael Jordan and shit. We don't talk about Neil deGrasse Tyson, the foremost scholar in the world in science and physics and quantum physics. We don't talk about him. We don't talk about the gentleman who's literally in space with a damn screwdriver, fixing the International Space Station, doing spacewalks nearly every other night. We don't talk about him. That nigga's up there with a whole bald fade in space, fixing shit, and we don't even know his name.
But I'm gonna give you some pushback. That stuff that don't seem to be cool, or it don't has the glit and glamour, or people. What people really don't know is the money that them people are making as well.
And I think that's a problem for us because we oftentimes we give our kids options based on the amount of money they can make. When we start telling our kids about different occupations they can have, we start them young. They 12, 11. You know, if you be a doctor, you can make $200,000 a year. We don't say anything about helping people. Mm-mm. You know, if you be a scientist, you know, scientists make good money. You can get a job at the arsenal. We don't start talking about what kind of medical breakthroughs this kid could make if he becomes a scientist. We don't talk about any of that shit. We just start talking about money because let's keep it real. In our minds, our children are our saving grace. This is our way out. We didn't do our thing. We didn't kick ass coming up. We didn't focus on our grades. We didn't focus on our education. We didn't focus on the shit that matters. So we want to make our kids pick up the slack. Hey, daddy fucked up. I ended up having to work at the gas station. And so now I need you to work really, really hard so I don't have to work at the gas station anymore once you become a certain age. And I think that's fucked up. We should teach our children to have self-fulfillment, self-love, learn whatever their passion is. Teach our children to get to know themselves more so they get to know what it is that they're actually attached to. and stop making them stop assigning them to shit.
I agree to that.
Let me say this, because when I grew up, I just literally probably in the last 6 years, I didn't realize how much of an entrepreneur I was. I was always taught 9 to 5, and then also if you could go salary, because they say salary was better. But when you look at stuff, salary is actually the worst. So do you think we need to get there where we teaching kids, hey, get into the entrepreneur spirit, and if that don't work, the 9 to 5 still there?
No. I believe in 9 to 5. I believe in a great America. I believe in the country being tight. And I believe that the only way that shit works like that is if everybody put in on it, right? So I believe in the working class. I don't knock that. I don't judge that. Big shout out to the nigga that work at Wendy's. Nigga work there because, somebody needs to do that. Shout out to the man who works at the hospital. Shout out to the man who drives the school bus. Shout out to the mailman. I respect the 9 to 5. That's not what I'm knocking. I'm not knocking that. I just think that people should be put in a position at a very early age to decide their own destiny. A person shouldn't have to be forced or put it to a place of despair to go work at Wendy's. You shouldn't have to go work at Wendy's, right? If you like to flip burgers, pardon me, you like the restaurant industry, you like the food and beverage industry, you should definitely go and work there to get the experience, to gain the knowledge of this thing. And if you figure out something later and greater, cool. But if this is making you happy and this is fulfilling you to flip these burgers and get them out in a timely manner and make happy customers, I don't see anything wrong with that. If my son grew up today and decided he wants to work at McDonald's and that's his thing, he likes to do it and he's happy, I'm with it. I'm going to support him. I'm down with it 100%. But to put a child in a position where you didn't equip him enough, and therefore he lacks the education, lacks the exposure, and he has to settle for something that doesn't require as much experience or requires as much brain power, and then he has to go and do something like that because that's all he can contribute to the world, then I think that's pretty unfair. I think that's unfair.
Yeah, because like me, and I said this plenty of times on the podcast, all I knew about Black history was Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Malcolm X, George Washington Carver, Booker T. Washington. I didn't learn about Juneteenth till I got to Grant.
Headline, Starlight.
Subscribe button too if you want to see more podcasts from Florida. Go follow our main man, Florida. Don't play with it.
Shout out to Florida.
Yeah,
Shout out to Florida.
Huge shout out to Florida, man. Thank you for having me on. Yeah, it was a privilege.
Nobody.
I hope we never teach our children that shit.
Why not?
Okay, we both know what Juneteenth is, right? We don't have to educate each other on that.
No.
So we know slavery was abolished 1863, right? Now, even the abolishment of slavery, I feel the way about even that. There's never been a group of people on the planet who were set free. You can't set a person free, right? Mm-hmm. If their freedom depends on your answer, which is a yes or a no, then even when you let them out of the cage, they're still a slave. Because I had to ask you permission to leave. And you decided to say yes, right? So in any other situation, there would have been a war. I would have beat your ass and I would have broke out of the cage and I would have put you in the cage. That's real freedom. Freedom is not me. I have you locked in the closet and every day you ask me, can you get out? Can you get out? And I say no. And every day you keep asking, can I get out? Nope. And you never get out because I said no. And then one day I decide, okay, you can go. Is that really freedom?
Yeah, I'm out. To me, it's the mindset. Because even when we got free, Black people, we didn't care. We were like, hey, thank y'all. And we went and did stuff, and they came back and and start doing more damage and stuff to us.
No, the damage never stopped. They never stopped. It never stopped.
I
Once you
think we should have
Definitely hasn't stopped.
rebelled.
We're still dealing with the damage.
I think black people at the time should have rebelled back, and maybe some of this stuff could have been eliminated years ago.
well, black people rebelled, and we're still rebelling. Black people definitely rebelled. It's just that these stories of rebellion don't really get popularized because it creates a sense of empowerment, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If we continue to teach our kids that we were slaves, then that's all they'll think we were. But if we start teaching them that we were literally, killing slave masters and running slave masters off their own plantations, and that there were certain towns that white people couldn't even come through because they would be slaughtered. If we teach our kids that shit, that's a sense of empowerment.
Well, why they don't teach that?
Well, you just said the main question, why they don't teach that. The problem is we're depending on them to teach that. Why would you depend on the person who literally hates you?
No.
We don't know ourselves. We don't know
I'm talking
ourselves. That's why
I'm talking about
we
black people. See, what you just dropped knowledge on me, because I didn't know black people was killing people in a certain town. I ain't never heard that before. I ain't never heard. Frank,
It's a true story.
Frank, I'm 36 years old. You're the first person to ever say that to me. Just like Juneteenth, I didn't learn that until I got to Grambling, and I was 21 years old.
Okay, Juneteenth. 1863, slavery is abolished. They let the slaves go. 2 years later, right? 1863 is happening. Slaves abolished. People in Florida, Alabama, everybody's free. Texas, not Texas, Arkansas, everybody's free. And then 1864 comes, and Texas is still like, so what, nigga? I don't give a fuck. You're still not free. 1865 comes, Texas is still like, I don't give a fuck. You're still not free. The National Guard, the military had to come to Texas and make them free the slaves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you want me to celebrate that?
Listen, that's the day that we got free, like literally free, like.
No, I'm asking. Hear me out. Someone kidnaps your mom, rapes your sister, keeps them hostage, and then after you beg them for so long, they still tell you fuck you, and then you get some guy who has a bigger interest at heart, who's bigger than you, goes up and negotiates a deal with the guy and said, hey man, let the dude's sister go, let his mama go, because I got some shit I'm trying to do. Let him go. And the dude says, okay, fuck it, let the nigga go. Are you gonna like a party, my nigga? We should have a party about that. We should celebrate that.
That's when they let us go. Now from that point of view, no. But the official date, like when it went on record, I'm with it, because that's the day black people supposedly were free. Like they wasn't slaves no more.
Yeah, I think that we are missing what free means. If someone has to grant you permission to leave, then you're not free. Someone granting you permission, they're telling you, okay, you can go. That's not free. Because guess what that means? At any given time, they could put your ass right back in the cage. So you're not free.
Which they did. They did. They just found another way to do it.
Yeah. And they could do it that way if they wanted to. They could go back to 1860 right now if they wanted to. And there's nothing you can do except die in a horrible fight.
I think we're gonna die about it these days.
Yeah, I think we.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
We died about it.
If they tried that, like literally our generation and the generation before that, not before that, after us. Yeah, we ready for. Yeah, we ready for it.
You know the problem? The problem is that TV and Instagram and the media, that shit is working so well that I'll give it 80% of black people will willingly go into slavery. And will willingly go into slavery, and that same 80% will crucify 10% for not being down with it. The 80%, that 80 to 85% will crucify at least 10% of the people who are not down with it. The other 5%, you won't know where they at. They gonna hide. They gonna do some militant shit, and they gonna fight. They gonna do some jungle shit. But 85% of us will willingly walk into the plantation and crucify everyone else for not being down with it.
Damn.
Look, the Nat Turner. If you look at everything that Black people has done, it has always been. What was the name of the movie? The Nat Turner movie? I can't think of it right now.
Nat Turner, I get it.
But I supported the movie, but I hated it because I knew the end. We at the end of the day, after all that rebellion, it was one Black person that snitched and killed everything. And Black people has always kept Black people behind.
Well, that's a misconception too. You know, if you and me both are being tortured in a room, bro, and I got kids, and my son is losing horribly because his daddy is being tortured and he's not around. And after a year of that shit, if they give me an option to go home to my son and save my son, if I just tell them where your mama at, shit, bro, you can't knock me for that. Why can't we start looking at this devil who's actually creating this plan, this plot, instead of judging me? You can't. It's hard to judge a man in America. It's very hard to judge a man in a situation like slavery. We could talk about what we would do, but you don't know. You ever been robbed?
Plenty of times.
Okay, I've been robbed before too, and I had all kind of fantasy stories about what I was gonna do to a nigga if they robbed me.
Wait a
And
minute. Why did you say plenty of times?
Because I've been robbed plenty of times. I've been only twice physically. Then other stuff just like somebody going up in your house, somebody going up in your dorm room.
No, I'm talking about rob. I mean pistol to your head.
No, never that.
Okay, that's happened to me a couple times. Now,
Where were you?
in my mind, I was prepared. A nigga can't rob me. I don't give a fuck how many pistols you got. You ain't getting mine. You come up in here and rob me, nigga, we gonna have to blase. I had my mind made up. I'm a 6'4" Black man. Know how to protect myself. I had my mind made up, bro. But when that nigga walked in that dorm room at UAPB with that big ass tone on my head, bro, all of it went out the window, homie. And he had no intention on using it. He wasn't gonna use it. He's scared. He wasn't gonna use it. But in my mind, this is a gun to my head. Now you dealing with that versus a bunch of crazy ass Europeans who also got guns like a motherfucker and they ready to use them. So it's very difficult to say what we would have done in slavery versus what our ancestors did. We not there.
So it's two incidents. One where I'm gonna go back to the Nat Turner because I don't know about everything else, but it was a point where all of them was together and they was literally going from plantation to plantation, killing people. It just one person told, and they set up a plan to get all of them. That's where I'm coming from. And then I don't know if you seen it was a cartoon or a picture where this one and in this one Black women was going hard at Black men about how the slave master requested a Black woman to sleep with, and she got mad at the husband for letting the white man sleep with her. But it's like, what do you do in that situation? Now that to me, that's a scary situation because if I stand up to this white man, he might kill me, end up still sleeping with you, and then kill you.
Right.
So what do you do in that type of situation?
And that's what I mean. Like, we have to take the blame off of that Black man. Mm-hmm. He got his hands tied. Let's look at this white boy who had the balls and the devil enough in him to say, I'm going to rape you in front of your husband. Like, we got to stop forgetting who this motherfucker is. He did that. Let's drop the charges on the Black man. Let's drop the charges on the Black woman. Let's look at who actually is busy. They talk about, the devil busy. No, the white man is busy.
I said it. The most dangerous people in the United States of America are white men. If you look at history, white men have done the most to not only Black people, but they also done it to white women.
Well, I mean, and I'm not here to talk about a specific race being the worst or the best because
I am. You don't have to.
well,
I am.
the reason why I don't go there because instantly you could be made a fool out of because then I'll be able to show you 10 black people who have done worse than any white person I've known. I can show you that. I can show you 10 black people.
It's still one top what they did. Listen. It's still one top what they did.
I personally know a black man who fucked his daughter and gave her herpes.
I know a black man who raped his own daughter too.
So what I'm saying is, people are fucking crazy. All right.
But I'm talking about that's crazy. I'm talking about in general. If you look at history
As a race,
white men has done the most. White men, it was a point in time where of a white woman, let's say had it like close to $1 million back in the day, when she married that man, all that stuff became hers because of the laws and stuff they put in place.
Right. And do you know right now in West Africa, the laws are the same.
Look, I don't know about West Africa. I just know about America.
So what I'm getting at is these are African people, black people. They look like me and you. There's some people in Africa who believe in circumcising girls.
they do. They circumcise. Yeah.
So what I'm getting at
Some
is
castrate women as well.
that's right. So what I'm saying is, bro, I'm not negating your truth. But what I am saying is that we need to have a more universal and international viewpoint when it comes to shit like this and realize that mankind is fucked up. And right now, the white boy has the power. That's why he tripping. You want to see the people who do the craziest shit? Find the richest motherfucker because he don't have to answer to nobody. He don't need nothing. He don't owe nobody nothing. He can do anything, anytime he wants to do it. And every crime is punishable by a fine. So if you're rich, you're not going to jail. You can just pay to get out. So if you find the richest person, that's the craziest motherfucker. And just so happened today in this time, the white man is the richest one, right? But let me tell you something, man. I can show you some rich ass Africans, some rich ass Asians, and these motherfuckers are evil, homie. I'm talking about straight evil, man. Right now, the white people majority have all the money. So they're majority doing all the crazy shit. But the few of us who have a lot of money, look up these niggas' resume. They're crazy, bro. They're doing some out shit. They doing some wild shit, homie.
Season 6, man, Calf Podcast, man. We got Frank in here that done flipped the whole calf upside down. Boy, woo. Wasn't ready for this one. I'll tell you that. I'm thinking we finna talk about music stuff, but you done hit us, boy. You done hit us with some real shit today. Like, let me ask you this. If you wasn't in music, what would you be doing?
I would be an amateur musician.
I say my guy always been in music.
Yeah.
Like I just the tone and tonality of your voice, like revolution of like just out there, Black Lives Matter, stuff like that. I wouldn't even say that. I would what's my man from oh my God, I'm getting a blank because you got me in the upper. Somebody like a Nelson Mandela.
What about Bobby Mandela?
Like doing stuff like that, standing up for people's rights and all that, because that the way you carry yourself, it sounds like you about that life.
No, man, I'm about my family, man. That's it. I'm not here to change the world. I'm not here to save the world. I don't even have that ability. I'm here to create a legacy for the Mochas. When my son walks in the room and says his last name, I want that shit to sound like Kennedy, Clinton, Bush, Jackson. I want it to sound like that when he says Mocha is his name. That's the only thing I'm here focused on. I could care less about the fucking government. We've called the white man every name you could call him. We've marched on every city street you can march on. We've rioted in every building you can riot. None of that shit works. We sat on the back of buses. We did strikes. We did all kinds. None of that shit works. If you look at all the white people that we so-called envy, all of their companies They're family names. Coca-Cola, that's the Koch brothers. That's a family name. Walmart, that's Walton. That's a family name. You know, any of this shit. These are family. Ford Motors, this is a family. Ford could give a shit about Chick-fil-A or Chevrolet. They don't give a damn about Chevrolet because Chevrolet is also white. They could care less. Ford Motor is concerned with the Ford family. And that's why the Ford Motor Company is popping. So with that, I'm riding with the Mochas, man. Whoever's on the Mocha team, that's who I'm here to uplift and empower. I'm not a Nelson Mandela. I'm not a politician. I'm not here to save any damn body.
What are 3 things you're installing in your son? I really want to know that.
Say it again, brother.
What are 3
things you're instilling in your
son right now?
3 things I instill in my son?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you asked me?
Yeah. Yeah.
1, respect your mother. Respect your mother and respect me. Respect your parents and respect yourself. And respect the people around you. Those 3 things.
Season 6, man. Season 6 Cal Podcast, man. We got Frank Mocha here. Literally flip the caps up upside down. Because the resume is one thing, but the man is another. Like you said, I guess you said the music is your assignment? Or was it a
No, I feel like I'm attached to music. My assignment is to relay a message.
Relay a message. Okay.
All right.
Assignment was relay a message. So look, man, give me your IGs, your Instagrams, or if you want people. I don't even know if you want people to follow you. You even got one.
Shit, man. If people like music, y'all like drums, go to my page, Frank Mocha, aka Dos Negros. Yeah, I'm always traveling. I'm always going to different cities and playing music. If you're around when I'm playing, come holler at me. I got an album dropping in January. Shameless plug.
Yeah. No. This is the time to do the plug. Talk about that.
Absolutely. Look exclusive.
Yeah, I have an album dropping in January. Pretty much no features. It's just all me. Erykah Badu is not on the album.
Or Common, or Mos Def, or Kurt.
Or Common, or Mos Def, or anybody. But you know, it's a good project. It's very fun. There's not a lot of world changing shit on there. It's just a lot of fun, jamming, feel good music.
Where can they get it? iTunes, Spotify?
It'll be out on all platforms. I have music out now. I have quite a few things out.
Frank, can you plug that shit? Can you give them the name so people go search for it?
Yeah, Frank Mocha is my name, aka Dos Negros. You can look that name, Frank Mocha, or Frank Mocha, aka Dos Negros, and you'll find quite a bit of stuff online: Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, any of that shit, CD Baby, all of that.
So where are you currently?
I'm in Texas.
Okay.
I'm at a recording studio.
Yeah, I was going to ask where you was because like it's like a light just kept popping up on your background. I'm like, is it thunder and lightning though?
I thought it was a train.
Yeah. I guess you can barely see it. I'll kind of walk y'all around.
Oh, it's the drone.
Yeah, I don't know how well you can see that, but I'm
Did
just
he do the 10,000?
I'm sorry?
No. We didn't even get a chance to get to that.
Big.
But go ahead, Frank. What you were saying?
No, I was just listening to you guys.
Oh no, I was just seeing the recording studio.
Yeah, man. Just bunch of toys. This is my office space. This is where I do most of my work.
Well, my brother, I'm be honest with you, Frank. This was a real eye opener. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't not ready for this. I thought we had something else planned, but you took us down a whole different route, my boy.
Yeah, man.
And to be honest with you, I definitely want to get you back on because there's more stuff. It's more. I'm a history geek, so anything dealing with history, I love to talk about it. I love to hear people's opinions and go back and forth. We definitely got to get you on for another episode.
Yeah, I love that, man. Laquita, thank you so much. This means everything to me, baby sister.
You are more than welcome.
But before we get out here, we got a couple Cal podcast questions that we got to ask you. And you just tell us how you feel and go from there. So the first question: love or money?
Love or money?
Mm-hmm.
In what situation?
Whatever situation you want to be, you had to choose one or the other.
Oh, it always depends, brother.
You choose.
Yeah, it's gonna always depend. What
You
situation?
got to pick one or the other. Which one would you take? Love over money, or money over love?
I'm not gonna answer that question until because you know what? Love will make a motherfucker bust your windows out of your car, and
So
so
money,
will money,
but money will make you do the same thing if a motherfucker owe you money.
and so will money. That's right, absolutely.
Well,
The only difference is money can fix the windows. Love can't fix it.
well, ain't no point in asking the rest of these questions. You ain't gonna answer that one.
Go on. What you got? Health literacy or financial literacy?
Financial literacy or health literacy?
Health literacy.
Now this one is for you, girl. You can choose which one: t-shirt and panties, lingerie, or nothing at all.
It definitely depends.
It's for you.
Yeah, I don't want to take my woman to the mall in the lingerie or a t-shirt and panties.
Well,
Or
it's at the house.
This is when y'all together.
When we're together, shit, it's all coming off.
Nothing at all.
I don't care what you wear. You don't have to wear anything. I'm cool.
Is dating on potential a good or bad thing?
I'm sorry?
Is dating on potential, is that a good or bad thing?
Dating on potential?
Yes.
Do black folks have anything else to talk about than dating?
It's a good question because you got people out here like literally. But you see what they
I married on potential.
Yeah, I mean everything has potential, but I mean it's about how you feel. Do you follow your first mind? If you see something in a person that could be great, and you feel like you have the discipline to uphold it and provide an example and a role model for that person, then yeah. But if you don't think you have it in you to keep up on your square, you can't feel any kind of way when that person's potential doesn't show all the way up.
What is something that you're going to accomplish before 2024?
I'm going to wake up tomorrow.
How long should good sex last?
Mind your business.
What is something that you're going to leave in 2023?
Unwanted baggage.
What are two things that you love about black people? And don't be general. We want specific things. I heard Killer Mike ask that question to a group of black men, and they said something general. You're like, nah, I don't want to hear that BS. Tell me something that you specifically love about black people.
You know what, man? Black people, I've literally been all over the world, man. And black people are the funniest people on the planet, brother. That's the thing I love about black people the most. The other thing I love about black people is black people have black women.
And this is a Cal podcast question we've been asking since season 2. I'm pretty sure I think I know how you about to answer this, but who got the better pancakes? Cracker Barrel or Whataburger?
I don't eat either of those.
I kind of figured that. My man Frank, boy, you really put us in one tonight. I ain't even gonna lie. You put us in one tonight. Like from what I thought how it's gonna go, it totally took a left turn. My dude, you always appreciate it and welcome to come back to the Calf whenever you want to, because I think we need to have more conversations like this. If I would have knew more about this, I would have went a different route. But when I saw the accolades, I was like, maybe this is a good way to talk. But once again, you don't give a damn about that shit.
Thank you so much for having me, man. I'm honored. Shit, this was a great time. I was supposed to go out and see some friends play some music tonight, and I kind of let the time get ahead of me doing this interview. But I'm glad. It was fun, brother.
Brother, you always welcome back. Quita, you got anything else?
I don't. Thank you so much for coming on and accepting
Yes, Quita.
the invitation.
Thank you so much, babes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and last night, Erykah Badu was also, she did go to Grambling. So now she ain't finished. She ain't finished. But she did do she did 2 years at Grambling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, did she go to UAPB first or Grambling first? Now that I don't know. But
yeah, she spent a little bit of time on the yard at UAPB, and then she went to Grambling. That's where she really, really did most of her college time. All of her college buddies are from Grambling.
So, but Frank, we do appreciate you getting on. This brother, this was something needed. Especially dealing with this season when it comes to assignment and attachment. If you ever need make sure we get the album so we can promote it. Like we'll boost that for you. I'm pretty sure Quita, you'll give it to Quita. Man, if there's music on it, if we got your permission, we'll play it with our videos. However you want us to do, whatever you need us to do, just let us know.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you.
Like I always say, we're gonna get better and do better. That's Quita. I don't know what happened to Perk, but y'all have a good night.
All right, brother.
G14 classified. That's
Headline, Starlight.
DJ Star.